Hello and welcome to Tingenuity AI. In this video, we're going to review a custom GPT called D&D Character Architect that will be available for free on the GPT store when that's released in the coming week or so. All of this started last year when, for my birthday, we usually go out for a movie with my friends and I, and last year we chose the Dungeons and Dragons movie. And to up the ante, we decided we would also play a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. And I thought it would be fun to take a look at GPT and use it to help us generate characters and play the game. And so last year I posted a video about my results, creating a very detailed prompt to generate characters, to assist the Dungeon Master. And that video has been viewed thousands and thousands of times. And so now we're releasing this GPT available to you. The character creation portion is going to be available for free. Let's jump on over to ChatGPT and see how it works. All right, so if you're familiar with custom GPTs, you've probably seen this screen already. And basically here we've got our title, D&D Character Architect. It creates D&D characters and assists with gameplay. For now, this is our thumbnail. We might change that moving forward, but you can see this was actually generated by ChatGPT. It has a little dragon flying in the background, which is pretty cool. The character generation prompt that I developed kind of operates in the same way that it did with the prompts that I have in my older video, which is you give it a level, a race, and a class, and it will generate the character. And as ChatGPT does, this will offer you some options. So I'm going to click on here, making a level 4 bard, and we're going to take a look at what happens. And if you're familiar with ChatGPT, you already know what's going on. It's generating this information that we've requested it. Now, what's cool here is, it's creating things according to the specific instructions that I've given it. I'm big on giving a structured input so that you get a structured output. And so, you can see that up here, we've got a markdown table for each of these things, but it gives you every single detail that you would need to fill in a character sheet. And then we're also using with custom GPTs, you can select all of the pieces that you want it to use. And so we've activated Dolly, we've activated the data analysis, and I'm not going to put it in the video today because it hasn't been reliable, but it can generate, your character sheet as a PDF. It won't fill out the 5th edition character sheet, but it can download it as a text file. It can download it as a spreadsheet. And then for those of you who've been playing with custom GPTs, I've had experience giving it template spreadsheets and telling it to fill it out. And so I think a future update might include a spreadsheet with clickable cells that can do some of the roles for you. Now, as we get to the end of the prompt, so my prompt and the character architect asks it to fill out everything you would need except for spells, which it would generate in the next piece if we need it to. Because, for example, if you have a level 1 fighter, you don't have any spells, so it doesn't generate that in the initial prompt. But it gives you your ability scores, it gives you your skills and proficiencies, and it gives it to you in this readable format, okay? You get to the bottom here, and it even gives you your backstory, which I love this. It tells you you're in the Silver Harp Guild, and that you have an ally, Morella the Wise, an old wizard who mentors Eleanor in the arcane arts, and Joran Swiftfoot, a fellow bard and rival who challenges Eleanor to be better. And so it gives you these really cool pieces to your character that you might have a little more trouble, especially if you're an inexperienced player, coming up with on your own. And then we get this great backstory that's written as well. Now, we have some options that are provided here at the end, which is, would you like me to generate the character art? If you're familiar with my last video that I did, the prompt generated a Midjourney description, which we would do in Midjourney. But now that ChatGPT can do images, it can be pretty straightforward to say, generate the character art, please. And notwithstanding typos, right, it can still do that. That's why I left that, because I want you to understand that, hey, you don't have to do this perfectly to get the output. You can go ahead and it will generate the character art. Now, it might take it a beat, it might take it a minute. And then also with Midjourney, one of the advantages you have is it's going to make 4 images at once. Here in ChatGPT, it's probably only going to make 1 image. But if you don't like it, you can ask it to make another one, right? But I kind of like this image. This is our character, Eleanor Windsong, the level 4 elf bard, okay? And then it's asking us up above, some additional things that it can do. Eleanor would have magic spells, so would you like to do that? Can you help me with spells? And then we're going to see that it begins to do those things that the custom GPT has been instructed to do. So again, if you're familiar with my old video, you know that I had planned out how to make spells. And one of the things that I like about custom GPTs is that if you had very structured prompts, you can give those in the list of instructions for your custom GPT, and it works the same way. When I first started playing with custom GPTs, and as I've looked around online with people who are like, oh, just have ChatGPT create the detailed instructions for you. No. Generally, you can get to a higher level of detail if you use things like Markdown, if you create a very specific list of things that you want it to do. That doesn't mean that you can't use ChatGPT to help you refine that. Absolutely do that. I mean, those are wonderful pro tips out there. But if you want something as detailed as this, it requires usually a human thinking about it. And I hands down use ChatGPT to help me think through some of these issues as well. Okay, so I want to point out here, we've got everything you could possibly need for a character, even down to your character art. Okay, backstory, traits and flaws, which, a lot of people don't get this deep into developing their character when they play Dungeons and Dragons, but it's really cool to have this information available to you. And then you've got your fleshed out spells list and your attacks have been updated. All right, now it can help us with gameplay. And so this is where the prompt gets really cool. So I'd like you to roll an attack. Now, sometimes it will do as instructed and go all in. Sometimes it might ask you for additional information. But this time it's jumping in and it's saying, Eleanor Winsong's making an attack. Let's assume she's using a rapier. It rolls the attack, it calculates what's happening, and then it will probably here at the end give a little bit of a narrative of specifically what happens. And what's been fun using this GPT is when it's a successful attack, you get this great narrative, skillfully lunges forward with a rapier. But sometimes when you have a really bad roll, the descriptions it gives you on that are equally as good. And so this is a pretty great view of what the character architect can do and its gameplay functionality. Again, this GPT will be available for free. We're also going to put this on the Tingenuity AI website with a link to the GPT so that you can access it right away. But we look forward to having it posted in the store. So that's a wrap on the D&D Character Architect. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, please like and subscribe our channel. We're getting started with more and more content about different artificial intelligence issues. Check out the D&D Character Architect for free on the GPT store as soon as it's released. We'll also provide a link on our website at tingenuity.ai. Finally, we're going to be releasing the Dungeon Master's Assistant custom GPT soon as the store is available. And then you can always visit us at Tingenuity AI, where you can access the actual prompt that we use to develop these GPTs. And we explore different artificial intelligence issues. And we look forward to seeing you there. Thank you.